Hello, everyone. I am Jillian Harrington, spiritual life coach and energy intuitive. And today we are going to talk about sort of a ladder progression to take you from physical reality to your spiritual reality and how you can evolve and adjust going up the ladder to get to exist at that higher state of being. So, this is information I'm going to be sharing to you that I've received from my guides and that I've also experienced in my own personal life to help you in your spiritual evolution and transformation. So, the very first rung we're going to be talking about is the physical reality level. And this is particularly like that sort of in the mud level. This is when you're in a state very much in a lower physical reality state. Um, and I don't mean lower in the sense that it's negative, but it's just a slower vibration. That's when you're going to be a lot more caught up in fear and in stress and worry, a lot of that negative chatter going on in your head. Um, it is a very much more slower vibration. The great thing about it is that when you're at the physical level, you're able to really experience the challenges that life has to offer. Isn't that great? Just kidding. But no, I mean, it's great because those challenges make us stronger. When you go to the gym and work out, right, you don't pick up the lightest weight you can carry, you pick up the heaviest weight you can carry because that heaviest weight allows you to really build muscle. So that's why a lot of us come into form. That's why most of us come into form is to experience those challenges and struggles that then make us stronger. It is through pushing through those challenges and hardships that we see how powerful and strong we really are and grow and evolve ourselves. You can continue to struggle in the mud if you want to, if you find that that gives you something. If you find that really gives you a lot more understanding of what it's like to be a human being, you go for it. You stay on that bottom ladder rung. That's cool. Do you? Okay. But for those of you who don't want to be in the mud, let's go on up to the next level of the ladder, shall we? So the next level of the ladder is also more of a physical level, but it's more when you're really in tune with your physical body. This is when you're really looking at taking care of it. You're doing the things that it needs, you're listening to it, you're having a dialogue with your physical body. And you're able to hear, I need rest, I need water, I need some food right now, I'm hungry, or things feel really out of balance in my life. And maybe I need to slow down. Maybe I need to take a day off to just chill and unwind. It's when you're really listening into your physical body and your physical reality to give you what you need, and also listening into the reality around you, the people that are in your life, to be able to pick up, like, oh, when I'm hanging out with this person, I feel better. I'm really more in tune. I'm in live. I feel great. Whereas when I'm hanging out with this person, I don't feel so good. I feel like they suck me dry and I don't really want to hang out with them, or end up walking away from talking to them and feeling kind of gross. All of that, it's still in the physical world and the physical reality, but you're now starting to tune into the energetics, right? You're tuning into the energetics that are happening between you and other people. You're tuning into the energetics that are happening within your own body, and you're learning to regulate them, and you're learning to um, find the path that is the best for your soul in that moment to go forward. Now, if you are in that lower level and you're like, gosh, Jillian, that ladder rung sounds great. I'd be happy just hanging out there. How do I get there? Well, here's what you do is you take time to be quiet, which is really hard sometimes in the world we're in, and just try to listen to yourself. By listening to what your body needs and what your body gravitates towards, and the people it gravitates towards, and the activities it gravitates towards, going and finding yourself to be in the direction that makes you feel lighter and more positive and more connected to your body and to other people is definitely the way to go. Now we're going to go up to the next rung of the ladder, and that's where we begin to deal with the mind. As we've mentioned in the previous rungs, there's a lot of drama that goes on in your mind, certainly in mine. I don't know anybody who doesn't deal with this. So if you're one of those people, huzzah for you. But most of us have a voice in our head that some of us, it's louder and wilder than others. But certainly it can tell us things that are not true. It overemphasizes the negative, is mean to you often. It can be very critical. It can cause you stress and worry. Most of the stress and worry isn't because of our life, it's because of our thoughts and what we think about life and how we are resisting what is going on around us because we have these thoughts that shouldn't be this way, or I want this to be something else. So when you're really thriving on this latter level, it's when you have managed to get that voice. Now, maybe it'll go away. Maybe your Eckhart Tolle are magical to make it totally shut up. Great. But, it's okay if it doesn't. If we can get it to be a little quieter and have your soul voice be louder, that's when a lot more magic happens in your life and where you begin to feel a sense of joy and feel more authentically yourself and feel connected. To live at this level, the first thing that you need to do is to simply see your thoughts, watch them, right? Become the watcher. Eckhart Tolle, if you want to dive in deep into how to really succeed at this level, Power of Now, right, is great, or any of Eckhart Tolle's works. Love him. He's great. But essentially, it's about watching the thoughts. So when your thoughts, so I find that myself. I'm like, oh, I start getting grumbling and cranky and this person's really annoying me. And then what I do is I go, oh, I see I'm really cranky today. My thoughts are being really cranky today, right? Or, oh, I seem to really be in a state of fear about something coming up. It's not about making judgment about it. It's about having that voice that's the real you, your true you. Look at the thoughts in your head and just say, oh, I see you. I see you there. Oh, that's what you're doing. It's not a judgment. It's not something you have to fix or you have to change. It's just go, oh, hey, hi, that's the state that you're in right now. Yeah, okay. I see. You're a little grumpy today. Oh, that's good to know. That's good information to have. That for some reason my body is grumpy. And maybe if I want to think about it, maybe it's because I didn't get enough sleep, or maybe my food isn't dialed in. Who knows? But it becomes information. It doesn't have to be drama. It's just like, oh, okay. And you will find the more that you do that, the more you're able to be like, oh, there's that voice. There it is. And you'll get caught up in it, right? No, maybe you're perfect. I'm not. You'll get caught up in it from time to time. And just to be able to step back whenever you can and just become the awareness, become the watcher, and it'd be like, okay, I see. And the more you're able to do that and live in that part of yourself, I cannot tell you how glorious it is. You begin to see the joy that is in every moment around you. You go on a walk, and instead of the chitter chatter that's happening, you're looking at the trees, you're looking at the flowers, you're looking at the people, and you're seeing them for who they are. You're not having to label them, you're not having to make a commentary about them or judge them. You're just able to see it. And as you do that, this feeling of joy comes in, because the thing that I have found is joy is all around us. Joy is in every moment that you exist in. It is here, it is in the minor details of life that joy awaits you. Okay, so that's the third rung of the ladder, and it's a delightful place. And how can I get higher than that? Well, on this ladder, it does. On this ladder, the next step that we're going to go to is tapping into your spiritual guidance system. Now, if you're really able to be on level 3, level 4 is pretty easy. It might be that those two levels switch around for you. It's possible depending about how you're built, how you're wired. That's fine. But really, in looking at how we're going up this ladder, this is the progression that I've been given. So the next one is listening to your spiritual guidance system. And it's also wonderful. It's fantastic. And it's about letting your life be driven by your spiritual self, your soul self, your true self, and not by your mind. So again, we see a pattern about, right, the magic of the mind. In order to really live the life that we want to, we need to shift how we relate to our mind, right? It has a purpose, it has a function, it's wonderful, but it has taken up too much space in our lives. So it's about shifting that balance of where our power comes from. So instead of our mind being the one that is making all of the decisions, that doesn't mean that it can't be involved. Of course, big decisions, it's good to weigh the pros and cons and listen to your logic. But first, to listen to your intuition. So by getting to that level of the ladder, when you're able to listen to your intuition to make those steps forward, to find the path in your life that is in your highest service, it's then listening to your intuition. For this case, I'm going to be talking about the intuition that lives in our physical body because that's one that most people have and most people have access to. So for me and for most people, you will have a sense of maybe a lighting up. Maybe it'll be a feeling of a yes. Maybe it'll be a feeling of positive energy. So, what I do is when I have a decision to make, in order to integrate it into my life, I do it even in the small things, even when it's like, what should I have for lunch? Right? What should I watch on TV? I listen to my intuition that helps guide me in the direction that I want to go. So for me, it feels like it feels kind of like a expansive energy, right? When it's the right thing to do, like it lights. That's why I say it lights up because it feels like my solar plexus chakra is getting brighter. It might not feel like that to you. It might just feel like a yes or a green light. If you want to work with visualization, you could imagine a light, right? Like a traffic light and see what light comes up for you. That might be something that really works well for you. But the more you're using that to help navigate your life, the more things just fall into place and are easier and are smoother, and you're able to kind of bypass some of the rough spots. So, that when you get to that level of the ladder, what you're really doing is being in tune with the universal force. You're being in tune with your soul, but also being able to listen and read the energetic waves that exist all around us. And it is like you're able to surf on those waves. When you listen to your intuition, it is really like that go with the flow idea. You're going with the flow of the universe, of the world around us, as opposed to fighting it. It's in fighting and resisting and pushing against that dramas and struggles and stress happen. You want to go with the flow of your body, the flow of energy, the flow of yourself in order to be in a place of harmony and of peace and of joy. And let me tell you, it's delightful. It is delightful. I highly recommend it. I hope you climb the ladder with me. Let's move on to the next step of the ladder. Now, this is the last step that I'm going to talk about. There may be steps higher than this. However, I have not experienced them, so I can't, in good consciousness, talk to you about something I haven't experienced for myself. But that top step of that ladder is a feeling of oneness. Now, I'm not existing in this state in this present moment, but I have existed in it in the past. So I'm aware of what that feeling is. It is a sense of being connected to everyone and everything. It's a true sense of love and peace. And it's like you just feel, or I'll speak for myself. I just feel seated inside of myself. I feel like I am seated in my true self, and I feel open and expansive and totally accepting of what is going around me, and just this feeling of peace and surrender and connection. That, I think, is the state we are all in human form working on experiencing. And I think the state that we will be gradually over the next couple hundred years, so I hear, all getting to. And how amazing will that be to live in a place where we all feel that sort of connection? So, that is the ladder of spiritual evolution and transformation. Whatever level you are at is great. You don't have to be at the top level. Maybe that's too much for you. Maybe that's just, maybe you want to feel really grounded. Maybe you want to have a more physical body experience. Maybe just getting up to the next rung is all you want to do. And that is fantastic. That is fantastic. You work on whatever level works for you. But if you want to know what the potential of climbing up that ladder and what that means, now you have it. And every step you take will bring you more joy and more peace. It is possible. Every time you fall off that ladder, you just climb right back up. And every time you climb up, it gets a little easier. So I hope you take the journey with me, and I hope this was useful in some way. If it was, that whole thing, I really appreciate you listening. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you. Let's just say that. I appreciate you. And I hope that you have learned a little bit to bring a little bit more magic into your life.